Good afternoon. I just want to thank Rick and Tim for giving me the opportunity to speak today on behalf of their beautiful mother, my Aunt Frances Tomberlin Phillips. Um, when they asked me if I would say a few things, I was both honored and excited to just get to give you guys a little glimpse of what my Aunt Frances meant to me and our family. My Aunt Frances is a daughter, a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a sister, and then, of course, a friend. My Aunt Frances had has two boys, like I said, that have asked me if I would speak today, and I'm both honored and excited to celebrate her life. I, my Aunt Frances was very special to our family. She had a couple of different roles in our family. She was the memory keeper. She was always the one behind the camera. Even before there were smartphones and all that stuff, she had that big camera that she was taking pictures with, and oftentimes people were like, not another picture, but she was like, yes, we're only going to have memories and we need these pictures, they matter. And what's so funny is now we often do look through those albums and are so thankful that my Aunt Frances cared enough to take those pictures and preserve those memories. My Aunt Frances was also a magical explorer. And by that, I mean, after we would have a family gathering and have a big meal, um, the girls, the sisters would go into my grandmother's kitchen to clean up. And my Aunt Frances would always say, "Oh, kids, don't we need to go on a expedition? Let's go on a walking expedition." And of course, all of us kids were overjoyed. Of course, we wanted to go on a walking expedition, and she would kind of wink at her sisters as she walked out the door, and all the kids followed behind her like, we love Aunt Frances, she's the best. Meanwhile, her sisters were left to wash dishes and clean the kitchen, and she was everybody's favorite. So not only was she fun for us children, but she was pretty shrewd in how she handled the after dinner festivities, avoiding those dishes. My Aunt Frances also was the kind of woman that made holidays special on Halloween. You didn't just go to her house and get like candy. Um, she would have taken the time to pop popcorn and make a caramel popcorn ball, and she would package it up really nice with a bow, and it just felt really special, and like she cared and had taken the time to do something extra. One thing about my Aunt Frances that has really made an impression on me was her faithfulness to her family, her community, her church, most of all to the Lord, and telling other people about Jesus and pointing them to Him. Um, she was a joyful person. She loved to laugh. You could oftentimes find her singing in the choir or singing with her brother and sisters. She loved to sing 60s, 50s music, kind of doo-woppy type songs, and she loved Christmas carols, and even up until her passing, she knew every word to the Christmas carols if you would play them. And it's funny, even though her mind was not quite what it used to be. She still knew those Christmas carols and some of those hymns, and you could see her little mouth moving when she would sing those. Um, Again, I didn't expound upon the fact that my aunt was faithful. She worked at the Union County Courthouse for over 40 years and served in many capacities in the community. Um, She was uh, very faithful to her job, and she was faithful to my uncle for many, many years of marriage, a faithful mother that raised um, my cousins, two great men, and um, she was a faithful sister to my dad and always was there for him and loved him. Um, and again, just a joyful person. Aunt Frances, in my early 20s, I was having a hard time and I was making some poor choices that were affecting me. And one day I got a card in the mail and it was from her. And she said, "I'm proud of you and I love you." And um, she'll never know how much those words meant to me at that time in my life and how I still think about that all these years later. Um, again, we're having to say goodbye to her today, but it's not a really a goodbye. It's a see you later because I know because of the promise of and the hope of Christ that we don't mourn as those without hope and that we can look forward to seeing her again one day. She knew Jesus. She knew that she had a home in heaven, and we can celebrate that today and celebrate the person that she was and the legacy that she's left for all of us. And if you were blessed to know her, then you're in the room and you know um, how much her love and light meant to all of us. So again, I'll end it with saying that I love you, Aunt Frances, and it's not goodbye, it is see you later.